All right, Warriors, let's dive in. We're going to take a badass walk today. That beach walk, I hope it doesn't get exhausting. Golden nuggets, loaded. Let's do a breathing exercise though. Let's make some space so that we can start absorbing and applying some lifestyle changes, because it's very important to not just have knowledge. Knowledge is powerless until you start applying it. You can be a walking, talking encyclopedia, but if you're not operating with this knowledge, there's no sense in having it. Warriors, let's take 5 seconds. Let's take a deep breath, hold it, release, and let's just make a little bit of room for maybe one golden nugget and apply it consecutively. Let me tell you this. If you try many of the things we share 4 times, it'll start becoming a habit so that you can move on to the next golden nugget. And baby steps, you start operating like a warrior. 5 seconds, Warriors. Let's do this. Come on. Release slowly. All right, shake it off, shake it off. Warriors, the narcissists have an end game. Consequence catches up. We're going to go over some pointers about the ego death, or what others call them. Look, in the professional field, I guess they call it a mental collapse. And then they have exposure following the aging process. But let me tell you, what narcissists dislike the most is the fact that because they're easily angered by exposure, the key ingredient is they actually are avoidant of arguments, because arguments and anger is when they start to spill the beans and they'll suffer an ego death. And the reason why is, look, anytime a narcissist is caught in a lie, what they don't like is when people start digging in deep for answers and the truth. Arguments dig for the truth, and it's why they want to just start wordplay, word salad, change the subject and point the finger at something you did maybe 10 years ago. Warriors, narcissists hate people that think cheating is abnormal, because that's what they're doing. It goes against what it is that they do as a habit, and they enjoy cheating. They enjoy using people, and they don't want you to judge them. Now, they also hate when you report your ordeal or what they've done to you to a third party. Whether you're seeking counsel, advice, the only thing the narcissist sees is you're spoiling their reputation and you're unmasking them. Making others aware of their behavior is the ultimate of exposure, and that's what they fear. So, mental collapse, or that ego death, when they suffer this through that exposure, most end up in a mental institution to try and handle their own demons, because it's unrelenting once they're exposed. Because they can't regulate their own anger, it shuts them down so that they don't have self-control. Now, when someone calls them out on their behavior, there are those that they've manipulated throughout the years that are now going to start doing that in bite-sized pieces, exposing them, ruining their reputation that they so casually ruined on their own. Now, the pain and shame that they've been hiding, all of this comes to the surface. The facade that they constructed of this false life, right? This devastating, destructive, ratchet life that they were living on the down low, when that comes to the surface, they rarely recover from it. Do you understand? Most of them will delete themselves, but they want to take you with them, as many as they can, because they feel they need to punish you for exposing how they were ruining other people's lives. And with aging, most of us age gracefully because we have a clean conscience. In fact, if you have a clean conscience, most of us, when we start to age, most of us are complimented on how well you look for your age. Narcissists, on the other hand, have such an inflated ego and so dependent on beauty, materialism, appearances, images, false image, that when all this is gone through the aging process, it doesn't matter how well they articulate themselves, they're easily ignored now. It no longer opens doors for them. You want to know why? Because the natural aging process, your prime years are behind you. The wrinkles come in, the sags, the bags, the gray hair, failing health because they were living that fast life. And so what happens is everyone's dismissing them. Not only you, but check this out, their own children, their own family, and they start with this victim mentality, and it doesn't bother anyone, nor does it move them to compassion. Their actions do have consequence, warriors. I just need you to pay attention and get out of their way. You see, when narcissists, just like Universe 25, the Dr. John Calhoun experiment with mice, as soon as the good people allow narcissists to dwell with their own kind, they can't mitigate solutions. They become cannibals against their own. That self-destructive pattern is what you're going to, by getting out of the way, that's what you are forcing them to involve themselves with, is their own kind. And they can't survive it. You see, you've been Captain Save-A-Ho. You've been saving them from their own very consequence. Let me tell you, this is why they're so quick to want to relocate. They're real quick to want to change states, move out of the country, to reinvent themselves. But they need you to secure status and a lifestyle. Narcissists, just like all of us, have an expiration date. They'll eventually face theirs head on. You know, many in the channels, they call it hitting the wall, the epiphany. Whatever that might be, you need to be ghost, because when that hits is when the rage sets in, and no one is disqualified from receiving that kind of rage. Warriors, I want you to understand the mindset of a narcissist that confessed on a YouTube video I'm going to share with you. And look, I want to give shout outs to Dr. Ramani. Man, she's I call her the original OG who's been spearheading this topic all her life. Saved me and many around the world. But there's another that I've paid attention to here lately, and that is Mr. Danish Bashir. And I hope I didn't mutilate his last name. If you are watching, Danish, all respect. And in fact, I want to encourage everyone on this channel to look up in the search engine on YouTube, Self-Aware Female Narcissist Confesses. Danish Bashir, that's his channel. He did a review on this self-confessed narcissist. And you're only getting the tip of the iceberg of this confession of the mindset of a narcissist. I want you to discard the gender and pay attention to the mindset. And I want you to look at her eyes, her body language, and this is what I want you to pay attention to, because it's so important, because this is what you're paying attention to in Joe Public. The lack of empathy, the lack of remorse, and the lack of respect for life. The manipulation, even though it's a confession, You can almost see joy in what she was doing. I don't know if she's changed, but I'm going to tell you, does a leopard change his spots? I don't think so. But let me tell you, it goes from love bomb to premeditated self-deletion for a narcissist. Either by their own hands, sometimes by another. And if not, at the end, their own bodies begin to shut down. Warriors, you got this. Y'all are awesome. Hold the line. You're doing a fantastic job. I know you don't hear it often, but you matter. And the reason you're being provoked and tempted is because there's something bigger. You may not recognize it right now, but you matter. Hold the line. You came into this awareness for a reason, and it's not for everyone. Purpose will come later. What I need you to do now is survive this, and in baby steps, when you create your peace, the rest will come to you. Thank you for your support, warriors. Y'all have been awesome. And in the remarks, thank you for moderating yourselves. And the girls in the office, man, I so appreciate you. So does the tribe, I know. I thank y'all for keeping the trolls out, for not giving them an audience. You see, we lead by example. Talk is cheap. And y'all know that now. That's why you went through what you went through, so that you don't catch the feels before you investigate. Surround yourself with a badass you are. Elevate. Iron sharpens iron. It's never goodbye, warriors. It's always until next time. Namaste.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We're going to skydive today.
We're going to
Leap of faith.
Leap of faith. Hey, that's what this is.
Doing it for the tribe, the warrior tribe.
Do you know how high we're going? Did they tell you?
14,500
Close. 14,500 feet, yep. And then we're going to be falling at...
a high rate of speed.
Very fast. We're going to be falling very fast. We're going to be falling at 120 miles an hour.
Sweet.
Have you ever gone that fast before?
No, I have not.
Okay, are you ready to go that fast?
I'm ready.
Okay.
We're going to do it today. You got my back.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get your face, but you know your TI will have your back.
All right.
What made you want to skydive? What brought you here today?
Facing fear.
Yeah? Are you afraid of heights?
Facing fear head on. No.
No.
I'm afraid of not trying new
Hey,
opportunities.
There you go.
I'm afraid of living in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I'm not going to do it. Lead and live by example.
There you go. You heard it here first from Jesse. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
idea who won the sword fight, so I guess we'll have to call it a draw.
There you go. We'll have to do it again.
All right, when are you gonna get your license now?
I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. I'll be back.
Jesse, thank you for jumping with us to Skydive Lone Star. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What an honor. Badass crew. I love it here. The hospitality is just phenomenal. 5 stars. If there were 10, I'd give it to you.